I've been dealing with the haters for close to 10 years now. Yesterday, I uploaded a video giving my 2 cents. Well, it's a live stream, sorry. But I gave my 2 cents about James Yeager. He wants to go to Ukraine, and some people are saying he has some kind of disease and saying he wants to go out on his own terms and all that. But the funny thing is, you don't say that to the people who commit suicide. And yet, you're the same people who turn around and say, oh, well, this person who was bullied, that's why he or she committed suicide. Or you view suicide as, a selfish act. Like some of you actually said about Amanda Todd close to 10 years ago. And some of those people said, oh, well, she had it coming. She was a slut and all that. I don't know. Especially what's her face, Mizzy Murderface, saying, oh, she was a slut and all that kind of stuff. And this girl, Mizzy Murderface, purposely mocked Amanda Todd. Even though she's dead, she mocked her. She mocked Amanda Todd by having a jug of bleach in one of her videos. That's tasteless. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's always something and there's a reaction to go along with it. Apparently, when a woman goes around and says, oh, I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man, society praises her. And then that same woman, makes a generalization against men and says, all men are the same. She's treated like a freaking goddess. Apparently that's okay. Even when one man says, all women are the same, all women are gold diggers, apparently that's okay too. Or how about this? The right and the left, the conservatives and the liberals, they make all sorts of hasty generalizations, and they say, well, since you don't agree with us or whatever, they have this us versus them mentality. Since you don't agree with us, you're a racist. Oh no, you're a thug since you don't agree with us either. Apparently that's okay. But whenever I speak out against the actions of one person, whenever I speak out against some women who make all sorts of generalizations, or when I speak out against the injustice of what's going on in this country, perpetrated by the freaking Democrats and the Republicans, or I speak out against the cops for their injustice, cruel behavior, all hell breaks loose. Everybody loses their minds. But I speak out against James Yeager wanting to go to Ukraine when he doesn't know the full story. Don't be commenting on things you know nothing about. Seriously, you all need to shut the fuck up. Really, you all do. It's gotten to the point it's just me versus the world. Oh, Red said something about Spencer Carter. Red said something about Zombie Farmer. Red said something about Raging Rob, Coda Boy 32 Tactical, Guns and Gadgets. Red said something about this cop, choking out a freaking female cop. Oh, he said something about this and that, this and that. Oh, we gotta roast him. Really. Really. Oh, Red said something about Mr. Marijuana Kills and the amazing atheist. Oh, how dare Red speak out against those people? How dare Red speak out against the cops, the liberals, the conservatives? How dare he speak against the U.S. military? He's speaking out. We can't allow that. In other words, those people are saying, I can't give out my opinions. Apparently, that's the same thing too. Oh, how dare Red give his opinions? Like your opinions actually matter, and like you believe that your opinions, you think people wanted to hear your opinions either as well. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, our opinions don't means nothing. Opinions are like, basically, in a nutshell, personal feelings. Like the Patriots, they say, "Oh well, personally, I think concealed carry is the way to go." Yeah, you have the element of surprise. Well, what happens if there's two gunmen, or three, four, five gunmen? Well, there goes your element of surprise, there, dipshit. It's always something. I'm telling you, it's always something. Hmm. And then, you got people say, "Oh, well, you're making fun of me because you disagree with me." Just shut up. Nobody's making fun of you. If anything, people are holding you accountable. Like that zombie farmer guy calling for a civil war and all that bullshit. Dude, you ain't gonna fight. You saying I'm not gonna be at the table. Bullshit. When it comes to people's rights and freedoms, I take that very seriously. Even though I didn't swear an oath to um, protect the Constitution against all enemies, foreign or domestic, I swore an oath to uphold and support the Constitution as a volunteer firefighter. But still, oh, how dare you? And not to mention my so-called brothers and sister firefighters. They get on my case because I've said in the past that I would die trying to save someone. That's our job. But of course, the narcissistic bull crap in the fire service, your safety is number one. Okay, what about the customer safety? Hmm? Back in the 1970s, you had you have firefighters who went inside burning buildings without mask, saving people, getting grabs and all that kind of stuff, saving people and attacking the fire inside the buildings. Today, just like the Patriots, is nothing more than a bunch of pussified bull crap. And you wonder why you got a bunch of people telling you how to do your job. And now you're starting to wonder why countries like Iran, Syria, China, North Korea hates us, because they're so sick and tired of the US being the world police. The Vietnam War, Kosovo, the Bosnian War, and last time I checked, something is brewing in Bosnia once again. You think Ukraine versus Russia is the main problem? And there's people saying, "Oh, Vladimir Putin is bluffing when he says he ain't gonna launch nuclear missiles." He ain't bluffing. He's not bluffing. I'm telling you. There's always a reaction. I could say right now that I hate Fireball whiskey. Oh, somebody's going to say, "Well, how dare you? Now, you don't like Fireball whiskey? How dare you?" And just the other day, I saw a couple, a white man and a black woman. Apparently, they were being scolded in public because it's an interracial couple. What's the problem? What's the problem? Seriously, I don't understand why people got to get into other people's businesses. That's the thing here. But some of you want to keep on saying, oh, well, you can't make all sorts of generalizations, but you say nothing about the same people making all sorts of generalizations. You don't say nothing to them. So in other words, you're doing exactly what the cops and the Republicans and the Democratic politicians are doing. Rules for thee, but not for me, right? It's okay when you make all sorts of generalizations, but it's not okay when I do the same. Oh, double standards, hypocrisy. That's all it is. It's all hypocrisy and double standards. I could get a reaction saying that NATO is the Fourth Reich. It's the start of the one world government, new world order kind of thing. Some people may say, oh, well, get your tinfoil hat. Yeah, you buy into the corporations of the whole world. Wow. War is cruel. War is a rich man's game and a poor man's fight. Fact. Ukrainian kids, they're experiencing war right now. The horrors of war. And those people, the people here in this country, U.S., the wannabe patriots who are nothing more than a bunch of weekend warrior wannabe Rambos who probably can't back up the smack that they're spewing out. They're calling for a civil war and rebellion, but when it comes down to, when it's gut checking time, when the bullets start flying, they're going to run the opposite direction. Yeah. Yeah, I said something about James Yeager. I said something about Mills Spec Mojo. I said something about Guns and Gadgets. I said something about Raging Rob, Mr. Marijuana Kills. For those of you wondering, Mr. Marijuana Kills, complete idiot. He's one of those types of people who basically he's just like the Amazing Atheist. Well, firefighting's not in the top 10 most dangerous jobs, so stop acting like a bunch of drama queens and all that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. So, just because it's not in the top 10 most dangerous jobs list doesn't mean it's not dangerous. Let's talk about the fact that law enforcement is not in the top 10 most dangerous jobs list either. But yet, you got a bunch of people acting like a bunch of drama queens. Oh, poor the police. Oh, poor me because I made the choice to become a cop. Yeah, you chose to sign up. Don't go around on your pity train and play the sympathy card. It ain't going to work with me. You ain't going to get no sympathy from me. Just like a woman who gets her heart broken because some wannabe badass dude breaks her heart and she wants someone's shoulder to cry on, I'm not going to give her sympathy. She's the one that tried to change the wannabe badass. Honestly. Real freaking talk. And yet some of those women say, oh, you can't hit a woman. Bullshit. Bullcrap. You hit a man for no reason, I don't care who you are, man or woman. If you hit someone for no reason, push them, slap them. That person, man or woman, has every right to slap or hit or push you back. Simple. What do you think is going to happen when two wolves encounter a bear? A big old bear, right? Doesn't matter if the bear is female or male. Doesn't matter if the wolves are male or female. Doesn't matter. You're the same people saying, don't poke the bear. Well, what happens when those two wolves well, I wouldn't say says, but they act like their territory has been taken over by a bear. A big bear is going to win against those wolves. Pure and simple. I'm telling you. The whole thing, what's going on in Eastern Europe and Ukraine, it's nothing more than a distraction. You know, the same people who keep on saying, it amazes me. 3 years now, we went from the El Paso and Dayton shooting. And of course, everybody was all pissed off at metalcore, deathcore, and death metal bands because the Dayton shooter had the Acacia Strain hoodie on. Oh gosh, we got a whole death metal and deathcore and metalcore bands accountable to the COPPA law because of the FTC getting involved in YouTube's business. Ralph Northam wanting to push his anti-gun rights bullshit laws on Virginians, myself included. And then the coronavirus happened, which put everything on hold. And then, of course, that summer, you had the George Floyd protest, and the liberals kept on blaming the conservatives for the super spreader events, but it seemed like they weren't taking accountability for their stupidity. The liberals, they're the ones organizing riots and protests by thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people. And lo and behold, the war in Ukraine. I guarantee you, if the Ukraine and Russia war ended tomorrow, we're back to the same BS. Coronavirus this, coronavirus that. You gotta wear your mask. Food shortage, gas shortage, ammo shortage, blah 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 blah. You all just don't get it. You never will. But for some reason, I get the shortest straw. I do. I do get the shortest straw. Sorry, shortest straw. Some of those people I talked about this video, they say nothing about their own, making generalizations against others. But whenever I make a generalization, whenever I speak out against a group of people, all hell breaks loose. Double standards, hypocrisy.